Welcome to Inside Japan Stories for English Learning. Learn English through stories.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Japan Folktales in English. I'm Sophia.
And I'm William. Hello, hello. How are you today?
We're so happy you're here with us. Today feels special, doesn't it?
Yes, very special. It's a quiet evening, perfect for a beautiful story.
Perfect for a story. You know, sometimes at the end of a long day, we just need something warm, something soft, something that touches our heart.
That's right. Not too loud, not too busy, just a gentle story.
And today's story is exactly that. It's gentle, it's beautiful, and it comes from the heart of Japan.
Oh, I love these stories. They always make me feel calm.
Me too. Today we're going to share a very famous Japanese folktale. It's called The Crane's Return of Kindness.
The Crane's Return of Kindness. What a beautiful title.
It is beautiful. In Japanese, it's called Tsuru no Ongaeshi. Tsuru means crane, the bird, and Ongaeshi means return of a favor or kindness.
So it's about a crane who returns someone's kindness.
Exactly. This story is very old, very, very old. Japanese people have shared this story for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, wow.
Yes, parents tell it to their children, teachers tell it to students, and people still love it today.
Why do you think people still love it?
Because it touches something deep inside us. It talks about kindness, about helping others, about gratitude, and about the choices we make.
Those are important things.
Very important. And you know what? This story also teaches us something about trust.
Trust?
Yes, trusting someone, keeping a promise. Sometimes we want to know everything. We want to see everything. But this story asks us, can we trust without seeing?
That's a good question. Can we trust without seeing?
It is a good question, and our story today explores that.
I'm very excited to hear this story.
Before we begin, I want to ask you something. Our listeners at home, can you think of a time when someone helped you? Maybe a small thing, maybe a big thing.
Yes, think about it. Someone who showed you kindness.
How did it make you feel? Warm? Happy? Grateful?
I remember many times. My grandmother helped me when I was sick. My friend helped me move to a new apartment. Small things, but they meant so much.
Exactly. Kindness stays with us. We remember it. We feel it in our heart.
And sometimes we want to return that kindness.
Yes, we want to say thank you. We want to give something back.
That's what today's story is about.
It is. In this story, a simple act of kindness changes everything. An old man helps a crane. Just one small moment, one simple choice.
And the crane never forgets.
Never. The crane remembers, and she comes back.
She comes back to say thank you.
But how she says thank you is very special, very magical.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
This story takes place long, long ago in a small village in Japan. There were mountains and forests, snow in winter, rice fields in summer.
I can picture it. Quiet, peaceful.
Very peaceful. People lived simple lives. They worked hard. They helped each other.
And in this village, there was an old man and his wife.
Yes, they were poor, but they were kind. They had each other, and they had good hearts.
That's the most important thing.
It really is. So, are you ready? Let's enter this world together. Let's meet the old man, his wife, and the beautiful crane.
Let's begin our story.
Long, long ago, in a small village in Japan, there lived an old man and his wife. They were very poor. Their house was small. Their clothes were old, but they loved each other very much.
Every day, the old man went to the mountains to find firewood. He walked slowly. His back was bent, but he always smiled.
His wife stayed at home. She cooked simple meals. She mended their clothes. She kept their small house warm and clean.
They didn't have much money. They didn't have fine things, but they were happy.
One cold winter day, the old man walked through the forest. The snow was falling. Everything was white and quiet.
He looked for wood to bring home. The forest was beautiful, but very cold.
Suddenly, he heard a sound, a sad cry. It came from near the river.
The old man stopped. He listened. There it was again, a cry for help.
He walked toward the sound, and there, near the frozen river, he saw something, a large white bird, a crane.
The crane was caught in a trap, a hunter's trap. She couldn't move. She was trying to fly, but she couldn't.
The old man's heart felt heavy. He saw the crane's fear. He saw her pain.
Poor crane. Poor beautiful bird.
The old man knelt down in the snow. He spoke softly.
Don't be afraid. I will help you.
The crane looked at him with dark, gentle eyes. She stopped struggling. She seemed to understand.
The old man's hands were shaking, not from cold, from care. He didn't want to hurt her.
Slowly, carefully, he opened the trap. The crane was free.
She spread her great white wings. They were so beautiful, like snow, like clouds.
The crane looked at the old man. She bowed her head, low, low, like she was saying, "Thank you." Then she flew away, up, up into the gray winter sky. The old man watched until she disappeared.
He smiled. He felt warm inside, even though the snow was falling.
"I'm glad she's free. I'm glad she's safe." The old man went home. He told his wife about the crane.
You did a good thing, a very good thing.
The old woman smiled. They ate their simple dinner. They went to sleep.
Days passed. The snow kept falling. The winter was very cold and very long.
Then, one evening, there was a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock.
The old man and his wife looked at each other. Who could it be? No one ever visited them.
The old man opened the door, and there stood a young woman. She was very beautiful. Her hair was long and dark. Her skin was pale. Her eyes were gentle.
Please, I need help. I'm cold. I'm tired. I have nowhere to go. May I stay with you tonight?
The old couple looked at each other. They were poor. They had very little food, but they had kind hearts.
Of course. Please come in. You must be freezing.
The young woman came inside. The old woman gave her tea. The old man gave her a warm blanket.
What is your name?
My name is Tsuru.
Tsuru. That was her name. Do you know what Tsuru means?
Tsuru means crane, the bird.
The same as the crane the old man saved.
Yes, but the old man didn't think about it. He was just happy to help.
Tsuru stayed that night. The next morning, she spoke to the old couple.
You have been so kind to me. Please, let me stay with you. I can help. I can cook. I can clean. I can work.
The old couple were surprised, but they were also lonely, and this young woman seemed so sincere.
You may stay with us. We don't have much, but you are welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Tsuru stayed with them. She helped every day. The house became warmer. The food tasted better. Everything felt brighter.
Days passed. Weeks passed. The old couple felt like Tsuru was their daughter.
They were happy. For the first time in many years, they felt truly happy.
Then, one day, Tsuru came to them. She looked serious.
I want to help you more. I want to repay your kindness. I know you are poor. I know life is hard.
Oh, you already help us so much. We're so happy you're here.
But Tsuru shook her head.
I can do something special. I can weave cloth, very beautiful cloth. You can sell it in the town market. You can get good money.
The old couple were surprised. Cloth? Beautiful cloth?
But we don't have a loom. We don't have thread.
Tsuru smiled.
I will make it, but you must promise me one thing.
Anything. What is it?
When I am weaving, you must not look. You must never, never open the door. You must not see me work. Promise me.
The old couple looked at each other. It was a strange request, but Tsuru's eyes were so sincere.
We promise. We will not look.
Yes, we promised.
Tsuru went into a small room. She closed the door. The old couple heard sounds. Click-clack, click-clack, like a loom working.
The old couple waited. They were curious. What was Tsuru doing? But they remembered their promise.
We must not look. We promised.
Yes, we promised.
3 days passed, 3 long days. Then the door opened. Tsuru came out.
She looked very tired. Her face was pale. Her hands were shaking, but she was smiling.
She held a piece of cloth. Oh, what beautiful cloth it was!
It was white, pure white, softer than silk. It shimmered in the light, like moonlight on water.
The old couple had never seen anything so beautiful.
Take this to the market. You will get a good price.
The old man took the cloth to town. Everyone who saw it stopped. They touched it. They admired it.
The old man took the cloth to town. Everyone who saw it stopped. They touched it. They admired it.
A rich merchant bought it. He paid a lot of money, more money than the old man had ever seen.
The old man ran home. He showed the money to his wife. They couldn't believe it.
Tsuru, thank you so much.
Tsuru smiled, but she still looked tired. I'm happy I could help you.
Time passed. The old couple had money now. They could buy food, they could buy warm clothes. Life was easier.
But then their neighbor came to visit. This neighbor was not a kind man. He was greedy. He always wanted more.
I heard you sold cloth at the market. Very expensive cloth. Where did you get it?
Our daughter made it. She weaves.
The neighbor's eyes grew wide.
Your daughter? She can weave such beautiful cloth. You should ask her to make more. You could become rich.
The old man felt uncomfortable, but the neighbor kept talking.
If she can make one cloth, she can make more. Think about it. You could have a big house, new clothes, good food every day.
After the neighbor left, the old man thought about his words. His wife thought too.
Maybe we could ask Tsuru to weave one more cloth?
The old woman looked worried.
She looked so tired last time, so very tired.
But the old man's mind was changing. The neighbor's words had planted a seed.
Just one more time, then we'll have enough money. We won't need to worry anymore.
So they asked Tsuru. At first she was quiet. Then she nodded.
I will weave one more time. But remember, you must not look. Never open the door.
We remember. We promise.
Tsuru went into the small room again. She closed the door. Click, clack, click, clack.
This time, the old man's curiosity grew stronger. He kept thinking about the cloth. How did Tsuru make it? Where did she get the thread?
The neighbor's words echoed in his mind. If we knew how she makes it, maybe we could make it ourselves. Maybe we could become even richer.
3 days passed. On the 3rd night, the old man couldn't sleep. His curiosity was too strong.
His wife was sleeping. The house was quiet. Only the sound of the loom. Click, clack, click, clack.
The old man got up. He walked to the small room. His hand touched the door.
He remembered the promise, but his curiosity was stronger than his promise.
Just a little look, just a tiny peek. She won't know.
Slowly, very slowly, he opened the door. Just a crack, just enough to see inside.
And what he saw made him freeze. His heart stopped.
Inside the room, there was no young woman. There was a crane, a beautiful white crane.
She was sitting at the loom, and she was pulling feathers from her own body, her own beautiful white feathers.
She wove the feathers into thread. The thread became cloth. The cloth was white and soft, made from her own body.
The old man gasped. The crane turned. She saw him. Their eyes met.
In that moment, the old man understood everything. Tsuru was the crane he had saved. She had come back as a woman to repay his kindness.
And now he had broken his promise.
Tsuru slowly changed. The young woman appeared again, but her eyes were full of sadness.
You looked. You saw.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You broke your promise. Now I must leave. That was the rule. If you saw my true form, I cannot stay.
The old woman's wife woke up. She heard their voices. She came to the room.
When she saw Tsuru's sad face, she understood. Her husband had looked. He had broken the promise.
Please don't go. We're sorry. Please forgive us.
But Tsuru shook her head. Tears fell from her eyes.
I wanted to help you. I wanted to repay your kindness. You saved my life. But the rule is clear. I must go now.
She walked outside. The old couple followed. They were crying.
The night was cold. The moon was bright. Tsuru stood in the garden. She looked at the old man and his wife.
Thank you for saving me. Thank you for your kindness. I will never forget you.
Then, right before their eyes, she began to change. Her arms became wings. Her body became white feathers.
She became the crane again, beautiful and graceful.
She spread her wings. She looked at them one last time.
Goodbye.
And she flew away, up into the dark sky, higher and higher, until she was just a white spot against the moon.
The old couple stood in the garden. They watched until they couldn't see her anymore.
They were crying. They had lost their daughter, their friend, all because of broken trust.
The old man held the second piece of cloth. It was even more beautiful than the first, made from the crane's own feathers, made with love and gratitude.
But it felt heavy in his hands, heavy with regret.
They kept the cloth. They never sold it. It reminded them of Tsuru. It reminded them of their mistake.
And every winter, when the snow fell, they looked up at the sky. They hoped to see a white crane flying.
Sometimes they did, and they wondered if it was her, if she remembered them, if she had forgiven them.
And that is the end of the story, the crane's return of kindness.
Wow, what a beautiful story, but also so sad.
It is sad. It touches the heart, doesn't it?
It really does. I felt so many emotions.
Me too. Now, let's talk about some English expressions from our story. We want to help you understand them better.
Yes, these are simple expressions, but they're very useful. You can use them every day.
The first expression is break a promise. Break a promise.
In the story, the old man broke a promise. He promised not to look, but he looked. He broke his promise.
Break means to damage something, to make it not work. When we break a promise, we don't keep our word.
We say we will do something, but then we don't do it.
Let me give you an everyday example. Imagine you promise your friend, I will meet you at 3 o'clock.
But then you don't come, you forget, or you're late. You broke your promise.
Exactly. It makes people sad. It breaks trust.
How do we say it? Let's practice. Break a promise. The emphasis is on break. Break a promise.
Break a promise. Try saying it slowly. Break a promise.
Now faster. Break a promise.
Good. Here's another sentence. I'm sorry I broke my promise. I will try to keep it next time.
Keep it. Keep a promise. That's the opposite. Keep means to do what you said.
Exactly. Break a promise is bad. Keep a promise is good.
The second expression is repay kindness. Repay kindness.
This is beautiful. In the story, the crane wanted to repay kindness. The old man saved her. She wanted to give something back.
Repay means to give back, to return a favor.
When someone helps you, you feel grateful. You want to help them too. That's repaying kindness.
Let me give an example. Your neighbor gives you some food when you're sick.
Later, when your neighbor needs help, you help them. You're repaying their kindness.
It's like a circle. Kindness goes around and comes back.
How do we say it? Repay kindness. The emphasis is on pay. Repay kindness.
Repay kindness. Slowly. Repay kindness.
Now together. Repay kindness.
Here's a sentence. She helped me so much. I want to repay her kindness.
Beautiful. This expression shows gratitude. It shows a good heart.
The third expression is true form. True form.
In the story, the crane had a true form, her real form. She looked like a woman, but her true form was a crane.
True means real, not fake. Form means shape or appearance.
So true form is your real appearance, your real self.
In fairy tales, this happens a lot. A prince is a frog. A beast is a prince. They hide their true form.
But in everyday life, we use it differently. We can say, show your true form means be yourself, don't pretend.
Or we can say, in difficult times, people show their true form. It means their real character appears.
So how do we say it? True form. True form. The emphasis is on true.
True form. Slowly. True form.
Now together. True form.
Here's a sentence. When he helped me without asking for anything, I saw his true form. He's a good person.
That's using it in a modern way. Very nice.
The fourth expression is repay a favor. Repay a favor.
This is very similar to repay kindness, but a little different.
A favor is when someone helps you, something small, something nice.
Return a favor means to help them back, to do something nice for them.
For example, your friend helps you move your furniture. That's a favor.
Later, you help your friend with their computer problem. You're returning the favor.
It's very natural, very human. Someone helps you, you help them back.
How do we say it? Return a favor. Return a favor.
Return a favor. Slowly. Return a favor.
Now together. Return a favor.
Here's a sentence. You bought me coffee yesterday. Let me buy you coffee today. I want to return the favor.
Perfect. It's polite, it's kind, and it shows you remember someone's kindness.
The fifth expression is kind heart. Kind heart.
In the story, the old couple had kind hearts. They were poor, they had nothing, but they helped the crane. They helped Tsuru.
Kind heart means a good heart, a caring heart.
Someone with a kind heart thinks about others. They want to help, they show compassion.
It's not about money, it's not about power, it's about caring.
You can be poor and have a kind heart. You can be rich and have a kind heart.
It's a beautiful expression. Kind heart.
How do we say it? Kind heart. Emphasis is on kind.
Kind heart. Slowly. Kind heart.
Now together. Kind heart.
Here's a sentence. My grandmother has a kind heart. She always helps people who need it.
Beautiful. These 5 expressions are simple but powerful. They help us talk about goodness, promises, gratitude, and character.
Let's say them all one more time. Break a promise.
Repay kindness.
True form.
Return a favor.
Kind heart.
Remember these expressions. They appear in many stories. They appear in real life too.
Use them. Practice them. They will become natural.
Now let's talk about why this story is so important in Japanese culture.
Yes, this story has been told for hundreds of years. There's a reason why people still love it.
In old Japan, many people lived in small villages. Life was simple. People worked in rice fields. They lived close to nature.
They saw mountains every day. They saw rivers. They saw birds flying in the sky.
Nature was very important. Animals were not just animals. People believed animals had spirits. Animals could be magical.
The crane is a very special bird in Japanese culture.
Very special. Cranes are beautiful. They're graceful. They live for a long time.
In Japan, the crane is a symbol of good luck, long life, and happiness.
When people see a crane, they feel happy. They think, this is a good sign.
So in this story, the crane is not just a bird. She represents something pure, something good.
Exactly. And when the old man saves the crane, he's doing more than helping an animal. He's showing respect for life. He's showing respect for nature.
This is a big value in Japanese culture, respect for nature.
Yes, nature gives us everything. Food, water, beauty. We should protect it. We should be grateful.
The old man didn't save the crane because he wanted something. He saved her because it was the right thing to do.
He had a kind heart. He saw suffering and he helped.
And the crane never forgot. This teaches us about gratitude.
Gratitude is so important in Japanese culture. When someone helps you, you remember. You want to say thank you. You want to repay that kindness.
The crane came back as a woman. She lived with the old couple. She worked hard. She made beautiful cloth.
She gave everything.
even her own feathers. That's how deep her gratitude was.
But then we come to the promise, the rule, never look at me while I work.
This is about trust.
Trust is another big value. When someone asks you to trust them, you should trust them.
Don't ask too many questions. Don't be too curious. Sometimes we need to trust without understanding everything.
But the old man was influenced by his neighbor, the greedy neighbor.
Greed is the problem. The old man was happy with what he had, but the neighbor made him want more.
More money, more cloth, more.
And greed made him break his promise. Greed destroyed trust.
When he looked, he lost everything. The crane had to leave.
This is the moral of the story. Greed destroys good things. Breaking trust has consequences.
What can we learn from this story today in modern life?
I think the first lesson is about gratitude. When someone helps you, remember it. Find a way to say thank you.
It doesn't have to be big. It can be small. A kind word, a helping hand, a smile.
The second lesson is about trust. In relationships, trust is everything. With friends, with family, with partners.
If someone asks you to trust them, try to trust. Don't break that trust.
The third lesson is about contentment. Being happy with what you have.
The old couple was happy before they had money. They loved each other. They had enough.
But then they wanted more, and they lost what was most precious.
Sometimes the best things in life are not things. They're relationships, they're moments, they're feelings.
This story reminds us to value those things.
And the fourth lesson is about keeping your word, your promise.
When you say you will do something, do it. When you make a promise, keep it.
Your word is important. It shows who you are.
These are timeless lessons. They were true hundreds of years ago. They're still true today.
That's why people still tell this story. That's why children still listen to it.
It speaks to something deep in the human heart.
The desire to be good, to do right, to live with gratitude and trust.
And even though the story is sad, it's also beautiful. It shows us what really matters.
Love, kindness, trust, gratitude.
These are the things that make life meaningful.
Well, we've reached the end of our time together today.
Thank you so much for listening to this story with us.
I hope you felt something. I hope the story touched your heart.
Even though it's a sad ending, there's beauty in it, isn't there?
There is. The crane's love was so pure, so selfless.
And the old man's regret was real. He made a mistake, but he learned from it.
That's very human. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets.
But we can learn, we can grow, we can try to be better.
Now, before we finish, we want to give you today's English line. One sentence to remember.
This is a sentence from our story. It's simple, it's beautiful, and it carries the heart of the story.
Are you ready? Here it is.
Kindness should be repaid with kindness.
Kindness should be repaid with kindness.
Let's say it slowly together. Kindness should be repaid with kindness.
Kindness should be repaid with kindness.
This is the heart of the story. Someone shows you kindness, you show kindness back.
It's a beautiful circle. Kindness creates more kindness.
And you know what? You can practice this today, right now.
Think of someone who helped you recently, someone who showed you kindness.
Maybe they smiled at you. Maybe they held the door. Maybe they said something nice.
Think of that person and think of how you can return that kindness.
It doesn't have to be big. Small kindness is still kindness.
Send them a message. Say thank you. Do something nice for them.
Kindness should be repaid with kindness.
And here's something else you can do. Practice saying this sentence.
Say it in the morning. Say it before you sleep. Let it become natural.
When you say it many times, it goes into your heart. It becomes part of you.
And maybe, just maybe, you'll start to live it. You'll start to practice it every day.
That's the power of stories. They change us. They make us think. They help us grow.
We hope today's story did that for you.
The crane's return of kindness is a gift from old Japan, a gift of wisdom.
And now it's your gift too. You can remember it, you can share it, you can live by its lessons.
Before we say goodbye, we want to remind you, you can listen to this episode again.
Yes, listen as many times as you want. Each time, you'll notice something new.
Maybe you'll hear a word you didn't catch before. Maybe you'll feel a different emotion.
Stories grow with us. They're alive in that way.
And remember, we have many more Japanese folk tales to share with you.
Each one has its own magic, its own lessons, its own beauty.
Next time, we'll tell you another story, another journey into the heart of Japan.
We can't wait to share it with you.
Until then, remember today's line.
Kindness should be repaid with kindness.
Keep it in your heart. Practice it in your life.
Thank you for joining us today. We're so happy to share this magical Japan folktale with you.
Take care of yourself. Be kind to others, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time on Japan Folktale in English.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.